think of this order to remove all the smart meters?
We support it. It's something that we've been planning for as well, as a possibility. It's the right thing to do in the interest of public safety. It's time to remove the 105,000 meters and replace them with something that we know doesn't fail in the same way that these meters fail.
Why is the switch now? Because yesterday, the day before, or other times the media has asked about the smart meters, it wasn't the right thing to do. So why the changeover?
Well, we never said it wasn't the right thing to do. We've always said it's an option, and we'll be making that decision in due course. We've come to the conclusion that given the availability of an alternative smart meter that fits our bill, we just don't have that option available to SaskPower. It's time to take that risk off the table, and we're going to replace with old-style legacy meters that we've used in the past.
Is there any way, I mean, obviously you've got a contract with people, and, you've got employees and what have you. How are you going to handle all of that? Have you started those talks yet?
Well, we're certainly in ongoing talks with the manufacturer. I've been on talks with them 3 times today already. We will be dealing with specific issues, contractual issues with that manufacturer as we go forward. We're also going to continue the testing. There's much more work to be done there, not only with this manufacturer, but with other manufacturers as well, as we look to an option going forward.
How many were you going to be purchasing from the manufacturer?
Well, approximately 500,000 meters were being purchased from Census to put on all customer locations in the province.
Can you at least put a stop to further ones, or get a refund on the ones that you've maybe either installed or are still in the warehouse?
That's exactly what we're looking at. The 105,000 meters that are out there will be replaced. We also have about 120 to 140 in the warehouse at the present time. So we'll be looking at some accommodation with the manufacturer, certainly.
How cooperative has the manufacturer been with you?
To date, they've been very good, and they're certainly working on a solution that might work for us. We want to make sure that it resolves not only the technical and operating requirements for the meter itself, but the safety concerns, and make sure we have a rugged meter that's not going to fail in the way these meters have been failing.
So this is obviously going to cost some extra money. Who's footing that bill?
Well, at the present time, SaskPower will be footing that bill. As we reach agreement with the manufacturer on an alternate arrangement or some negotiated terms, we'll be taking that into account.
Could they give you a more rugged meter? Is that a possibility?
Well, right now there's very few meters out there that, first of all, fit in our geographic environment. This particular meter meshes with a communication network that works in our geographic territory. There's very few meters. Even if you've done your own web searches, you'll find that there's only one meter that has a UL certification right now. So we're looking at what that certification means, whether it's even enough for SaskPower, and we'll be making decisions accordingly.
And the employees, what happens to them?
Well, the employees that we have right now will be used to redeploy the old meters. So we have the workforce out there. They'll continue. We will redeploy our workforce. We'll complement it with our SaskPower workforce, and we will get on with replacing these meters.
How many employees, I guess, are working through Grid 1?
Right now we have about 55 employees working through Grid 1. About 20 employees are Grid 1 employees, and of those 20, 7 are from the United States. The rest are from Canada.
How disappointing is this? I mean, this was our move forward.
Well, it's somewhat disappointing, but it's the right thing to do. I've always said that we always put safety first. The nature of the failure was what was giving us concern. When you have an overheated meter or a fire at the meter box, it's not something to fool around with. And we made the decision to curtail deployment until we understood what was going on. We were always considering this as an option, and we have just reached the point where we have to move on it.
Did you ask the province to make this order, or did they come to you and said, okay, I think we've got to pull the plug?
No, we discussed it, but at the end, the government made the decision.